two types of players when it gets down to the back end. There's those that want the ball and those that don't want the ball. And here's a bloke that's got demons in his head over kicking for goal and missing it to win the game for his team, that in the 84th minute says, shot it to me. He stands up and does something he's not renowned for.
Shot from Timmins has got the height, it's got the length, and it's
Isn't that what Origin's all about?
Hello and welcome to State of Origin game number 3, the decider for season 2001. The boldest headlines were claimed by Queensland coach Wayne Bennett, perhaps the biggest selection call in Origin history, the restoration of Allan to the maroon jersey.
In 2001, New South Wales were heavy favourites to win the series.
Wayne Bennett had just come back for Queensland and they wiped the floor with us.
Lang up, danger, Langer's over, is he? Yes! Langer gets a try!
The Blues were feeling the heat. Very often New South Wales had seemingly more talented teams, but Queensland keep betting them as something else. It was what they called Queensland spirit, but that comes across in many ways and forms.
Now there's a sight to see. Big Artie in the maroon of Queensland and captain.
I felt that New South Wales was probably contributing to its own demise by not paying attention to those things that Queensland valued and saw as important.
McGregor and Hill and Wishart, etc. I think that they've got to use.
But I just agreed to going back to the Roosters as the coaching director for 2002. We went out and had lunch at Woolloomooloo. I went with Nick Politis and Mark Boris. And somehow by the end of the day, they talked me into coming back and coaching the Blues.
It was kind of like, I'll come back and coach it, but I wanted to promote Origin. And the other part was obviously to coach Origin against Bennett. I just saw that as the ultimate challenge as well, you know. So
tonight, one of the most anticipated battles in Origin history, with the two outstanding coaches in the game going head-to-head at this level for the first time.
The first game of 2002, I remember it distinctly. There were headlines all week. It was the worst New South Wales team ever picked. I can remember it. A lot of rookies, a lot of first-timers. The night before the game, we sat in the middle of the Sydney Football Stadium and we sat in a circle there. And I said, look at that scoreboard up there. And when you look at it tomorrow night and we're 20 in front, don't shit yourselves. I knew they wouldn't be ready for us, and I knew the football that we would play.
And here is Gordon Tallis now, taking the Queensland Maroons. The Blues are on their way. Andrew Johns, their captain for the first time.
It's very important that Joey really sort of takes that close to the line and keeps it fast.
Here's Jamie Lyon getting a good bounce, getting it to Jason Moody. Moody throws a speculator, picked up by the Blues, still picked up, they're over the line. Jamie Lyon has scored something that he started. Danny Badeiras timed for a run, and he finds Brett Hodgson. Here they go again. Andrew Johns goes in to score. Fifth tackle. Now it's away to Barrett. Barrett goes out to Tahu. Tahu is in. Try number 4. The Wizard Blues for Phil Gould have won 32-4.
Special night, you know. We're under a little bit of pressure this week, but a lot of debutants here, a lot of young blokes. It's a big job being captain, and I'm really enjoying it.
The 2002 series would go on to be a draw, but it marked the beginning of a new era for the Blues.
And speaking of the Origin, of course, as Gus said, all the boys joined together on Monday for their 30-man camp, and Andrew Johns caught up with quite a few of the new faces.
Well, State of Origin's still 8 weeks away, but the Blues have done something different this year. We've got an early training session, done some fitness tests, some fat tests, and a little bit of team bonding just to get to know each other. There's a few new faces here, so let's go have a chat to them.
We went down for a camp, like a pre-camp. I wasn't playing that well. I had a lot of distractions away from footy, and probably footy wasn't my number one focus. But he hit me between the eyes and challenged me in front of the group, which I got pissed off and carried on like a silk. And then obviously it blew up. There's photos everywhere. And
It's coming out on movie and DVD very shortly, this continuing saga.
What is the drama? Tell us the drama.
Well, look, we had a meeting on Wednesday with the New South Wales State of Origin team, and what happened in that meeting at the time, we said would stay in-house and remain between the players and myself. I then had a meeting with Joey Johns at his instigation during the luncheon, where we went outside to have a talk about some things and some things that were troubling him. And the contents of that conversation are privileged, I think, between me and Joey until such times as Joey wants to divulge what he had to say. At the moment, we're being criticised from everyone in New South Wales. We're being criticised by everyone in Queensland, which is only typical. They'll go to some people to get a point on this. And all we're trying to do is get 17 fit, committed players to take on Queensland come Origin time. We'll see how much of a joke we are on June 11.
It was a genius. He knew how to challenge me. I went home and just trained that hard and got myself so rock hard fit, and mentally I was just on.
He rang me a couple of weeks later and he said, oh, it's been a tough couple of weeks. I said, oh, well, you know, that's footy, mate. So they're going to make things up and do all that sort of thing. He said, do you want me in the team or not? Right? And I said, Andrew, they've sold 52,000 tickets to this game. They're not coming to watch me coach, mate. They're coming to watch you play.
That was their opening game. That's the first game ever played there. They had it all teed up for them to win it. The old Bank Park is now the new Suncorp, and Gus just thrived on it, where there's no way we're losing this game. And I still remember the captain's run and just the confidence Gus put in everyone. Like, so they had an old boys day, Queensland old boys day up at the top, and they were watching us as they come into train. And so we got out, start a little bit of a warm-up, kick around. Gus pulled everyone in. He goes, right, look at all them up there. He goes, mate, this is what we got to do. The reserves kick off, and then Joey, you get it, boot it straight back to them and go, and we'll just give it to the reserves for a little bit, and that'll be it. Then we go, then we're done. We got to go. We don't need this. Done. So he goes, and you watch, they'll be all running back to their Queensland mates, telling them this is how they're going to play. This is how they're going to kick it straight back.
Suncorp Stadium, Brisbane. The lights are on, and an adoring 52,000 fans have packed into the revamped home of Origin. It's a new stage, but it's the same old wonderful story.
So there's the kickoff. The 22nd series of State of Origin is underway. The Blues from left to right. And what a chase on the kickoff. Redkey is hammered.
I hit him sort of 2 metres off the dead ball line, because it just, that's what that environment and that situation does to you out there. You feel like you can run through a crowd.
From the line, tackler was Carl Orr. Then Johns dummies once and then goes out wide. Minicello is in. Minicello has weathered the storm at the other end and has scored the first points for New South Wales. He plays it back for Badira's. Here's Johns, menacingly. Minicello's got number 2. Minicello has gone in to score. The ball 25 out from the line. Played back to Badira's. Badira's away to Johns. Johns selectively to Craig Wing. Wingers under the post. Craig Wing has scored. Craig Wing has scored. Johns has opened them up. Timmins was supreme. It was lovely football by the Blues. Badira's to Johns. He'll score. The captain is in. Andrew Johns scores. New South Wales, they race out to a 23-12 lead now. The Wizard Blues, under coach Phil Gould and captain Andrew Johns, have beaten Queensland by 25 points to 12.
Mate, you must be extremely proud. Very physical game. The boys really turned up and played well.
They did, mate. It was a great game of football, and I thought our performance, I'm really proud of our players for the performance they put in. It's made even greater by the quality of your opposition. I mean, they played great too, Queensland. They were very committed. The game come down to the last 20 minutes, as all Origins should. They all did their job, and the halfback, when it was needed, cometh the man, cometh the hour, and with 20 minutes to go, he just stood up.
He would set a narrative, and at the start of the week, you'd think, what's he talking about? And it'd all tie in on game day.
He'd talk about, the Aussies going to battle and certain stories, and we'd all just sit there in awe of what, he's very inspirational.
I'd see a CNN reporter as US Marines were being loaded onto planes to go off to this conflict. She interviewed one of the leaders and said, how does it feel knowing you're going off to war? And he said something like, for the last 23 years, the United States Army have been paying my wages, training me, protecting my family, looking after me to prepare me for the day that, if ever it was needed, that I'd be ready to fight for this country. He said, someone just knocked on my door and said, it's time. And I told that story.
And he kept talking about the knock on the door. He said, you're in Curry or Cessnock and there's a knock on the door. And it's your duty to go and fight. Game night comes, and we're in the sheds and he delivers his last Gus thing, and there's a knock on the door from the referee or the touch judge. Just goes, "You got 2 minutes." He just goes, "There's a knock on the door. He's ready to go. You know who you're representing."
Battle number 2 between the Blues and the Maroons. The measurement of excellence, the showpiece of our game, returns to Sydney. The battle for survival by Queensland, and of course a chance for New South Wales to seal the 22nd series. Right in the centre of the park. Now to Johns, he goes to the kick. After it is De Vere. Under it is, it's hit the referee. Kennedy has forced the ball. Run ended by Ben Eichen. Now Andrew Johns, he rifles it across for Timmins. Timmins running out wide on the right of the ground. He'll play at 18 metres out from the line. Now it's Matt Gidley. Gidley dummies. He slices through. Gidley is over. Try number 2 to the Blues. The coaching staff go up. Feet. Fletcher. Beautiful ball. Jamie Lyon gets it away to Minicello. He's over. Minicello scores his 3rd Origin try. 19-0 New South Wales with their captain playing the ball. Timmins puts a little kick in. Hegarty didn't get a hand on it. New South Wales, they fight for possession, and Gidley, I think it's Gidley who has got the try. Now Kearns, back to Timmins, and across to Johns, and Johns out for Gidley. Gidley gets it away. Tahu. Tamana has scored. The siren in the background. New South Wales have won Origin 2, a 27-4 victory.
The Blues went on to lose Game 3, but Gould's most turbulent series as coach was still yet to come.
Telstra Stadium, Sydney, and the 65,000 people have marched and at times staggered through a bizarre build-up to be congregated here for what never lets anyone down, the game itself.
Going into Game 1, Gould indicated to the players that he wanted to ban alcohol for the team's bonding nights, but members of the squad rejected the suggestion.
League might be changing its image, but the old-fashioned ways are good enough for the Blues, with the team to reject an alcohol ban when they go into State of Origin camp.
And on night 1 of camp, the infamous phone scandal happened, involving one of New South Wales' debutants.
Selected to debut for New South Wales, a life's ambition accomplished. Within 24 hours, Gasnier was sacked, fined $50,000, branded a public disgrace.
He dialed a 27-year-old female and left this voice message saying, "Where the f*** are you? There's 4 toey humans in the cab and you're in bed. Me, fire up."
5 other players were fined for breaching curfew and alcohol policies. In his column in the Sun Herald, Gould said he was filthy at the conduct of his players and announced he would be quitting the Blues at the conclusion of the series.
Well documented the ordinary preparation for this New South Wales side. Having those disruptions and those distractions, does it hurt their chances tonight?
You know what, I thought it might have a few days ago, but I think Phil Bill's that smart a coach and that good a coach. In the last couple of days, I'm sure he has brought this team together, and they will be as one unit tonight, will be as strong as ever.
He replaces Bill Harrigan. The game is on. Origin's underway. For 2004, the Blues running right-left, and the Maroons with Wesser away for Price, and the New South Wales side go in. Is out from the line. It's all hands on deck here. Scotty Prince is over. Prince has scored. Plays it, wing, out from dummy half. His coach looking for him to explode and inspire. In the second half, wing plays the ball. Timmins takes them on. And he puts it out. Puts it over the line. Hampstead wants to look at it.
He can play anywhere, Sean Timmins. Normally a back rower. He actually started for New South Wales as the starting 5'8" in all 3 matches last year.
Smith. Long ball away for Flannery, who comes back into the middle, and Scott Prince gets away from Fitzgibbon. He might go all the way, throws the big pass, Tate's on his way, Tate scores! Brent Tate goes in to score.
And this young man can put his state in front late in the game. We're into the final quarter of the match.
Ador. For Cameron Smith from the sideline. 25 metres out. Left foot kick, and it's well wide.
Do they wait for the last? Gower now.
Take it as soon as they can if they want to win the match.
Gower says to Badeiros, give it to me. Oh, he knocks on. And we
enter the Golden Point extra time.
Toss to determine who kicks off, who runs which way. They play 5 minutes in the first half. If there are no points in that 5 minutes, we then swap ends and play unlimited time.
It's great for the crowd, it's no good for the coaches, mate. Sensational game of football. Sensational game.
So the Golden Point is underway. We go for 5 minutes, no result. At 8 points all. We are in Golden Point extra time. A shot from Timmins has got the height, it's got the length, and the crowd goes up. Hempstead awards the point. The Blues have won it. The Blues have won Origin 1.
State of Origin is about a lot of things, but you saw a hell of a lot of them here tonight from both states. I mean, we're really pleased we're one up in the series. That means nothing. I can't wait for game 2. It's going to be a beauty.
Can I ask you, had you practiced field goal plays at all in the week leading up to this match?
We practiced last night, but I didn't even have a shot. Craig Gower was having the shots, but I just knew there at the end that they were chasing him that much, so I'm just stoked that it went over.
Everything we talked about in the lead up to this game just came true in front of your own eyes. We had a little bit of disaster earlier in the week and we handled it well. We got here tonight committed. We got here tonight and played for our fans and we did a great job. And you're to be congratulated for that. We handled our disaster. Now let's handle our triumph well too, all right? Let's handle the fact we've won. Let's go away and work on our game. Look where we could have won it by better. Look where we could have lost it. And make sure we come back a better team in game 2. Make sure you come back a better player.
After game 1, I think our halfback was Craig Gower. He did his knee in game 1. Then we brought in someone else who got hurt, and then someone come into camp and did their hamstring, and so I rang Brad for game 2. Like, we're playing at Lang Park in Queensland, and it's not a decider. So I rang him, and I didn't know whether to ask him or impose on him. I didn't think he would say no if I asked him.
Yeah.
And I rang him. He picked up the phone. I didn't say anything. I just said, "What do you think?" He said, "Yeah, I'm there." So he came into camp for game 2. We lost that one. That was the Billy Slater offside try. It was kind of like a warm-up to come back to Sydney for game 3. And I said, "Do you want to go again?" He said, "No, yeah, let's finish this. We'll beat them next time."
Farewell, Freddy Fittler. Will it be on a winning note? Go. Fittler kicks off. The decider is underway. Price.
That's one.
Hit by the New South Wales defence. Now, a dummy to O'Mealy. Now to Fittler. Cuts out Hindmarsh. Gasnier will score on debut. The nephew of the famous dragon, the most famous of them all. Now Barrett, inside the 40-metre line, puts the kick in. A running Billy Slater. That means danger. Loses the ball again. Wesser is with it. Now Wesser can be just as dangerous. And again, he can't get traction.
O'Mealy has been penalised for a flop here and the fists are flying.
O'Mealy and Crocker throwing punches left and right. The line, Flannery. Now it's with Lockyer. Across to Willie Tonga. Here's a try for Slater. Billy Slater's in again. Wing. Now for Barrett. Barrett again runs. Barrett will run through. He puts it over the line. Barrett at his most dangerous. When he runs, Queensland are in trouble. 2 away from the line on 5. Wing again. Fittler calls it blindside. It goes to Gasnier. Gasnier. He's in again. Gasnier gets his second. Lockyer, charge down, no knock on. Fittler's going to score. Fittler, his farewell comes with a try. Freddy Fittler scores. Game 31. The end of the career in rep football. 36-14. He's won his 6th series. Phil Gould, from 8 that he's coached, he's only lost 1.
It's now 6 series wins for Phil Gould. It is a record of 14 wins, 9 losses, 1 draw. Is that it? Is that all we're going to see of Phil Gould coaching? Is this the last night, the last match you will ever coach in rugby league?
Yeah, it is. It is. I can be proud of that record forever, and very proud of the people and supportive of the people that have supported me over the years. To see these players, these young players come through, live out their dreams in Origin, play this sort of football, and to see you know, the bloke I love the most, Brad Fittler, be a part of this tonight. It's very special for me, and I can walk away from this and get on the rest of my life.